I'm Ian Middleton. I'm the Green Party parliamentary candidate for Bicester and Woodstock, and I'm here in Bicester today having a wander around Sheep Street at the end of the day. Lots of people packing up. Hopefully it's been quite a busy day for the market. Most of my professional life was in retail. I spent 30 years as a retailer myself. Started off as a small retailer, then got slightly bigger. So I'm pretty aware of the issues that are prevalent on the high street, one of which is business rates, which for years and years and years politicians have said that they will try and fix. Labour, when they were in power 15 years ago, said they would fix it. The Conservatives have mostly just added bolt-on to the current system with some discounts, which have been quite welcome for smaller retailers, but they're not particularly helpful in the long term because businesses need stability to be able to plan, and you can never plan from one day to the next. You don't know if that discount will be there in the following year. And the reason why I pulled my business from the high street ultimately is because landlords were getting very greedy at the time. Rents were going through the roof and business rates followed them. Largely now rents have come down. Landlords have started to realise that they do need to reduce their rents to encourage retailers back. But the problem is that the business rates system as it stands at the moment, you always end up with 5 years lag depending on where you are in the system when business rates are assessed on the value of the property. And this is a largely broken system because the value of the property doesn't necessarily give you any indication of how well you're going to do as a business. And that is the problem with business rates, is it doesn't take into account the ability to pay. And with small retailers and small businesses, your income can fluctuate, and unfortunately business rates don't, and neither do rents, but at least you do actually have the opportunity to negotiate with your landlord to reduce your rent. You don't have that opportunity with business rates because they're set by the valuation office and you have to pay them come what may. You can sometimes get concessions from local councils, but in my experience that very rarely happens. So we do need a new business rate system. Labour is saying they're going to scrap the existing system. It brings in £13 billion a year, so I'm not quite sure what they're going to replace it with, but it's something obviously that's going to need to bring in £13 billion a year. The Green Party generally favours a land duty tax, which has similar flaws for me in terms of small retail to the problems that you have with business rates, is because again it is a largely notional tax based on what is perceived as the value of the area you're in. So if you're in a good location, you'll be paying quite a high land tax, even though your business may hit problems and you may not be able to continue to pay those high levels of essentially what is a tax. So we do need a real rethink, or at least a tax that takes into account the ability to pay. Otherwise it's not a progressive tax, and we do need a progressive tax system. But I mean, I'm a supporter of retail, much as I have to square that with my views as a green concerned about consumption and the limited resources of the planet. But retail is the heart of a lot of our towns, and obviously in Bicester that is certainly the case. And it's good to see that there's been looks like quite a thriving market here today. It's a shame to see so many empty stores, but I think that can be worked on. And certainly one thing I would always advocate for any situation where it involves businesses, particularly small businesses, to actually ask the people who are trading there, because they will often be able to tell you what the problems are and suggest solutions. And I know from my own experience as a high street retailer, very rarely was I asked by local government or even national government what I thought and what I needed. And I think that's something that we really need to be focusing more on, and that's something I would do if I was in Parliament. So thank you for listening, and I'm off to have a cup of coffee in one of the local coffee bars.